going straight in there. Straight in with episode 12 of Pipped Off Podcast with Alex Chris and Mike McSperrin.
Alex Chris.
Hi, Uncle Alex Chris. This could be one of the worst introductions ever done to a podcast ever.
They love it.
It's only taken us 12 episodes to get to this point where we start singing. And we're not even drinking this time. So
well, I'm drinking coffee because I've been talking to Michael about how I've been feeling very lethargic.
It's up to you how much detail you want to go into on that topip. That's entirely up to you.
No, it's all right.
I'm not gonna open that one.
I'm only 29 as well. I can't be.
I'm not yanking on that chain.
I can't be getting lethargic like that for so early on. Isn't that a bit of a red flag, Michael?
It's burnout, mate. It's burnout.
You don't. Do you at your ripe age of 40? You just
41. I'll wake up and it's fine. I just pitch up my tent, no problem.
Maybe
we've covered men's mental health a few times in this podcast, so now we're going to cover men's physical health as well. Oh,
no, when you're supposed to be going long, but you take I don't know.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I used to be anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we've given enough hints now. Everyone knows that Alex is basically low on caffeine right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, but he's plying himself with a nice fresh cup of coffee. So it's the afternoon. It's Friday as always. We always do these on a Friday. So yeah, how's your week been?
My week has been extremely busy. Obviously on the prop side, the day job. We've been kept very, very, very busy. Lots of stuff with risk going on. Lots of different changes, implementing a lot of infrastructure and stuff like that. Yeah. A lot of our traders have been making some fantastic amounts of money.
Oh man.
One trader. To be fair, I speak a lot about risking a lot, but he is going full pound on 5%. He's doing his whole daily loss. He's doing his whole daily loss in every single trade.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's up. Last time he got up to around 71% in his account, which is 71 grand for people.
71% profit.
Yes.
Holy moly!
Now he's come back down to around about 55.
Right.
Again, he's just been full porting and stuff like that. We've got a bit of an itchy leg. He's just been full porting a lot of his trades. So we just got to keep a little bit of an eye on him to make sure that he's not overdoing it.
It sounds like he's doing all right for now.
Yeah, he's doing all right for now. He's if you're running hot, you're running hot. Like that's great if you're running hot. But eventually, this kind of trading pattern eventually ends up in everybody crying. Yeah, because something like that could hit his daily loss, and then he's going to be really upset. Then he blows it all. So
I can't believe he's risking the full daily loss on every trade. That is wild.
He's risking the daily loss on one trade.
Yeah.
Then when he makes it, he adds.
Right.
Because he's, if he's risking the 5%. And he's, trying to get 10%. And once he gets to 10%, he's got a massive buffer on the daily loss. And then he can risk even more. So he's like really, really compounding.
Wow.
Yeah, really compounding. It's a 100K account and he's risking 12 lots on gold.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
That's even more wild than what you would do.
I wouldn't do 12 lots on gold. I ain't got the stones for that.
Jesus.
12 lots. That's basically that's $1,200 per point.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
You see a point and it's just $1,200. Boom, boom. Like,
and gold
watching
can go
that
10
number
gold can go 10 points in minutes.
in seconds. Yeah. Jesus.
It really, once it gets those pumps, it is.
I mean, you say that I've got balls of steel. That is balls of titanium. That is just bonkers. Yeah. Wow.
There's a lot of different.
And what's his win rate?
At the moment, it's 60%.
So okay, so he's risking 5%, but then he's closing before the stop loss.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Wow. That is wild.
So yeah. So we've had.
I've got to say, not many prop firms would let somebody trade like that.
Well, there's nothing in our rules saying you can't. There is a thing with gambling.
Yeah.
And we can say at the moment he's doing good, so we're not going to change what he's doing.
Yeah.
But after his payout, then we will, because now he hasn't got a buffer, and you can't. When you first get a new trader and you don't know anything about them, you can't really A-book them because you don't know anything about them. In order for us to take a bet on a trader, we need a little bit of consistency.
You need to know who they are and how they trade.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, but
that's just crazy.
Good on him. He's in India. That will change his life.
Oh God, yeah, that will be life changing. That's just wow. I can't get my head around that. And was he wasn't a competition winner, was he? He bought the account, the challenge himself.
He bought the account.
Yeah. Well, do you know what?
Gold, if you can, and I keep saying, if you can just master gold, then you don't really need much more, but you have to time gold right as well, though. You can't just get in, like at the moment, you can see like gold is just consolidating, and the amount of people that are trying to trade it right now, it's silly. But once you have those proper retracements and levels and lows and highs getting taken out, the aftermath of that, that's the secret to get into it on the aftermath.
I got to say, I'm like you said, last couple of days. So it's now the 16th of January. So yesterday and today, gold has pretty much consolidated, right?
Yeah,
hasn't really done much. But I'll tell you what, yesterday I had a killer day on gold.
Yeah,
I had a killer day. I took out a new account, fresh, brand new 100K account.
Yeah,
and I set a different trade management approach.
Interesting.
So what I was finding was I was taking trades, and quite often they were going into profit. I think I told you about this. They were going into profit, and like at one point I was $200 away from passing a phase one on a 100K account.
Yeah.
So like 0.2%, and I held it, and it came all the way back down. And I was like, how was I this far up and I didn't close it? So I was thinking, right, I've got to change my trade management here. So what I've done is using my MT5 EA that I have, the trade dashboard, which I swear to God is if anyone uses MT5, go and get this EA. I don't have any kind of affiliate with it, but it is genuinely a really good EA because it's got so many features and you can manage the trades and customize the management how you want. So what happens now is if I enter a trade, I enter it with two positions. One position is a 1 to 2.
Yep.
And then the other position, I just let the TP run. As soon as it hits 1 to 2, I put the other one at break even. And so then the minimum I've got, if it doesn't hit stop loss, the minimum I've got is a 1 to 2 win.
You don't want to just trail it?
Yeah, I've thought about it, but I'm still doing some analysis on it. I'm still doing analysis on our good friend Rich gave me some advice and just said, look, Mike, just tally your trades and just have yourself a spreadsheet and just take a look at, right, when does it hit 1R, 2R, 3R, 4R? Right, if you didn't touch it, what does it do?
That's a really good. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
And just do a tally.
Yeah.
And just say, right, did it hit 1R? Did it not hit 1R? Did it hit 2R? Did it not? Did it? And so on. Do that all the way up to however you want. And then you get an understanding of, right, your trades, are they actually, where's your sweet spot? Are your trades, are you going to consistently hit a 1R, 2R, 3R, etc.? And so I'm going to do that. But I hooked up for the first time, to my Edgewonk journal. So I've got that hooked up. And yesterday, I don't want to tell you a lie. So let me pull it up and just double check because I've got it here. So I'm up just under 3%. So yesterday I did just under 3% on the account in a day. I took 12 trades, 12 winners, 100% win rate. Yeah. So yeah, yesterday was a killer day. And what I was doing was, as well, I was chatting to LJ about it. I had this, the one that really kind of got me was a sell. And so I'd hit this sell and
on gold.
Hit a 1 to 2, went to break even, and then I anticipated the price was going to bounce off a certain level and come back up. So I kept my sell open, but then I bought going up and took a buy back up, took another 1 to 2, then took a 1 to 3, and left the sell open. And the sell, so even though the sell kind of went back into a loss on equity, I then closed it as it dipped back down again.
I think people call that flow
or hedging, maybe.
No, flow is in the state of mind.
The state of mind. Yeah.
Like you feel like you knew where the market was going. You could feel what was going on.
Yeah.
When you're just completely relaxed, you're not overthinking it. Yeah. You're like, okay, it's going to go here. I'm going to get, like you really like talk to yourself about what is currently going on.
Yeah.
That's the best feeling.
Yeah.
It's like driving a car at 200 miles an hour, but everything in your life, everything is just slow and controlled.
Yeah. But the thing was, it was ranging. Like the market was just ranging, and it's still ranging today. It's not done anything different since yesterday. So like you were saying about getting into gold, if you can get into a flow on gold, if you can get into a state of mind, even when it's ranging, trade the lows, trade the highs, you can still make a ton of money from gold. It doesn't have to have the volatility that everyone craves. So yesterday was a good day. So as I say, I'm
this trader, I'll give you a bit of an insight on this trader. He's only going open, like his trades are only 5-10 minutes long. He's only going for 10 to 15.
I'm not surprised. Pips. Yeah. Well, he doesn't need more than that. If he's risking that amount, he doesn't need to go like full tilt for like half an hour. Wow. Yeah. That's wild. It's absolutely wild. So I'm having a good week. I've been
enjoying a lot of the FTSE, to be honest.
You have. You've for somebody that's so down on the UK, you've been loving the FTSE.
Yeah, so the FTSE and gold have been my go-tos at the moment, just because when they expand really nice. Obviously, USD/CHF is still my golden girl.
I don't know what it is with you and the Swiss. What is it? You've got an obsession with the Swiss.
No, there's certain types of assets that you just can trade them better. I don't know why. I don't know. There's a certain, like, I like the movement on USD/CHF more than movement on EU and GU.
Yeah.
And there was a time where you guys used to just call me GU or something like that. You used to take the piss and call me just like.
That's true. You were obsessed with GU. You couldn't help yourself.
Yeah.
So now it's the Swiss.
Well, it's been the Swiss for quite a while.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But the Swiss so the main one's Swiss, gold, and the FTSE. And then if none of them sit right, I'm just not trading.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to go into different other pairs and just try and find an opportunity, because you can find anything if you're looking.
Yeah.
So in just cutting it down to very, very few pairs, which is basically 3 pairs that I'm looking at, and those are the ones that I'm trading.
Have you thought about how you can tell whether or not there's an opportunity for you on a given day?
Well, it really just depends what price action is doing. Like, I can look right now and say, okay, the Asian high, let's say I'm looking for a long.
Yeah.
Price is consolidating. London opens. Price breaks down to the Asian lows into an area of demand or 50 fib, and the Asian highs are still bare.
Yeah.
And then all I'm waiting for is just a reversal signal. So a W pattern, a double bottom, a double bottom engulfing candle, and then a retest on the top of that range, and then that's me. I'm in, and I'm going to take out the Asian highs. That's it. And the same with sells. So if I'm trying to sell and price is moving up, I'm waiting for the Asian high to get taken, break of the EMAs to the downside, and then I'm just looking for a break retest to take out the opposite side of the Asian range. My EMA strategy for the return to the mean strategy still works very, very well.
Yeah.
But Forex is good for that kind of Asian range strategy because it's such a consolidating market. You know, it's a very rangy market. So let's say you have a push for one end, then the expectation is about 80% of the time it's going to come to take the other end, unless you've got an expansion on the day. So 80% of the time, the Asian range is supposed to get taken out.
How do you? Because like both of us have we've caught days where we're trading and we just get caught in the chop.
Yep.
Right. So
different type of chop though, isn't it? It's mainly chop that you're trading within the Asian range.
Yeah. But I'm just curious what your thoughts are on how do you think you can, because I've gone through phases where I've just focused on gold, I've just focused on EU or something.
Yeah.
And then I've gone through phases where I've gone and used my strength scores and looked at what's going to move that day, so I can look at what's the most likely to, to give me something. Kind of looking at Scruff's kind of approach to it. If you go, the problem with going with, for example, just gold, there are days when gold doesn't move. And gold just weeks. Chops you up.
Yeah, right? It could be a week where gold doesn't do anything.
Yeah, right. And so sometimes you kind of you end up in this constant loop of looking for the trade, looking for the opportunity, it not coming, but you're basically eating up your P&L trying to catch a trade that isn't going to come.
Yep.
Very, very
so
common. I'm curious what your thought is on that, because let's be honest, we're both addicted.
Come out, yeah, of course. Come out of oh, you want me to go into more about of course we are. You have to be.
No, but that's my point. Is that we're both addicted to it. So how do you handle that addiction of I've got to be in a trade, or I want to be in that trade? I want to. Do you know what I mean? That dopamine hit that you get from being in a trade and thinking, right, this is going to move.
Do you know what? I've got to say, I haven't even got time to do it now at the moment. I haven't got time to mess around with it. And also, if it's, if I come out on a 1 hour time frame and I'm consolidating, I just can't be asked with the emotional expenditure of trading a fucking range. I'm not doing it. Like, how many times have I been on the lower time frames trying to trade breakouts when the higher time frames it's ranging, and I get caught and I could eat my whole P&L for like a week just doing all of that. So something like going out to a 1 hour time frame and just looking at price a little bit higher, once I see a little bit of like movement, then I'll know, okay, potentially there's something good that could happen on the day. But like on
Yeah.
gold right now, if you just look at it, it's literally staying in a range of 74 pips or 74 points.
Yeah.
Which is still quite a lot. If you're on the lower time frames, it's still quite a lot.
Oh no, you can still make
you can still make it if you're a range trader and you're really getting in at the lows.
Yeah.
You can make a lot of money in ranges. I don't trade range. I'm not very like right now. There was just an opportunity to trade the top of the range. By the look of it, it's going to the bottom. Maybe there is something that we can do is in theory to trade this. So I put in theory to trade this, and if there's enough evidence saying that how many trades, then maybe I can start building up a little bit of a system around trading days where it's just consolidating. When I was trading crypto, I used to do range trading, but I used to have like level 2 data and things like that just to show how many shorts were getting trapped at the bottom. So I'd wait for price to come to the bottom of the range. I'd go onto the level 2 data and see how many new shorts are getting opened at the bottom of the range. And then when it failed to continue lower and price came back into the range, then I knew that these guys were stuck in a trade that they didn't want to be in. And then I would take the opposite side to the opposite side of the range. And I used to do that on a 5-minute time frame. I actually used to like trading like that. CFD, we don't have all of that information.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to. I don't know. I've just never traded like that with CFD. Maybe there's an opportunity to go into the futures market and just do stuff like that. Wait for price on gold to come to a certain level. See how many contracts go short, and if price fails, then take the other side and just range trade it like that. Could do that, but it takes also a lot of time. You always I haven't got the time for it anymore.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like yesterday, I caught these trades and I was done within about an hour.
Now, done by the hour. How many times has that happened? And then because out of boredom, you've gone back into the market and picked rubbish trades just to feel something or to solve a little bit of boredom. That's the problem. Because it's when you get out of the trade, and we've discussed this many, many, many times, your dopamine has to go down into its baseline, and it doesn't actually do that. It actually crashes, and the only thing for you to feel good is actually getting into another trade. Even when I'm tired here and I'm lethargic, part of I'm feeling I could get into a trade. I can feel something a little bit. But after a little bit of time, trying to notice when you're feeling certain types of ways is just the first step of you overcoming all of these different things. Because I noticed straight away today, I was like, so I already had a trade on the FTSE this morning. Really, really, really nice trade, and I'm done. 2% up on the day on a two accounts. Don't need to do anything else. But now I was so lethargic. I was like, there's another opportunity here, not opportunity then. But it's not worth it, to be honest. Especially if you're looking to be consistent. I think this year for me is not really about making too much money on props. It's just seeing if I can push for the consistency and making and building up the track record. Because
mine is to be consistent. Mine is to be consistent, but not consistently blow accounts. To change that consistency.
But you're doing. It's all about the shades of success. If you've ever heard anybody say that, is the fact that now you're pivoting a little bit and you're seeing what's not working. Or you're seeing what's working, but now I look at trading a little bit like a science experiment. You know, you have to add a little bit, you check, you analyze, you change a little bit, you check, you analyze, you keep doing this until you've got something that you're getting a certain type of result. Same like a science experiment. And you've found a place where, okay, after a certain amount of most of my trades, 8% of my trades, they go into profit, then they come back on me on a certain area.
Yeah.
Okay, so what am I going to do then to mitigate? And that's all you've done. Now that perspective, or you just looking at all of that stuff, could be the difference between you being profitable and not being profitable.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you know, I was looking at it, I was thinking, it was on Wednesday when I just had a bunch of trades that went really, really well, and then I didn't close them, and then they all came back down. I just thought, this is ridiculous. And I got really frustrated with myself. And I was walking home and I was thinking, I was just kind of playing the trades in my head, and I got home and I looked at them on my laptop, and I watched each and every one of them go into profit and then come back on me again. And rather than closing it in profit, greed just took over, and it was just pure monkey brain greed going, there's going to be more in there. There's going to be more. There's going to be more. And, you know, I could quite simply have just break even. Right. Well, then, okay, that one didn't hit TP. Fine. But I was thinking, but then I'm just getting nothing from the trades. So my idea, literally just walking home, and just thought, okay, they're all pretty much going to 1 to 2, because at the point I was risking 0.1%. So I was risking $100 per trade, and each and every one of them at some point before going back into drawdown and retesting where I'd entered, they were going to $200 profit.
Yeah.
But I wasn't closing it because I wasn't satisfied with $200.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was thinking, right now I want to get to 1,000, and some of them were getting to 1,000, and I still wasn't closing it.
Yep.
I was like, and you know,
it's a problem with discretionary trade management or discretionary risk management, is because you have to rely on yourself doing the right thing, where possibly your body is trying to do something different. That's it's in my opinion, discretionary trading, when it comes onto the entries of trades and stuff like that, great. When it comes to risk management, you probably want to keep that as mechanically. You just want to keep a mechanical risk management. I actually noticed just set and forget and leaving my stop, at the same place has always worked. And I've gone against that quite a lot of the times and closed trades early that have turned out to be really, really, really good trades. And that's because I'm letting my emotions dictate the management of the trades, where really it should be a mechanically just say, okay, as soon as you're in the trade, that's it.
Yeah. And that's so that we're going to see. I mean, yesterday, look, 12 trades, 12 wins. You know, I'm not gonna, complain about that, right? But the other thing I think I've kind of got happening at the moment is I'm doing this intermittent fasting. So I'm basically eating once a day, right? Or at least I'm trying to eat once a day, within a limited window within a kind of a 2-3 hour window. Right. So I'm going at least 18 hours without eating, maybe 20 hours without eating. And I've lost all the weight that I put on over Christmas. It was gone within about 4 days last week. And this week I've lost another kilo. And I've found that this week it's been harder. This week has been harder for me to avoid the cravings, to not just nip down to the road, nip down the shop board. There's been this kind of inner kind of battle with myself to say, no, Mike, come on, just hang on a little bit more. And I think that might have spilt over into my trading as well, of that, that what's the word? That inner dialogue, that inner conversation of, come on, Mike, you can hold this trade, or come on, stick that to break even, and, just being mechanical about it, because the entries, like you said, are discretionary, right? And I look at my entries and I go, right, okay, this is my zone. Okay, I like that setup. Let's take it. Off we go. And yeah, it worked really nicely. So I'm curious to see how it plays out. It's harder on the weekends to do this fasting because the kids are just eating all the time and there's just food everywhere. And it's like torture. It really is. So I said to my missus the other day, I'd eaten during the day, and I just said, look, just to let you know, I've eaten, so please don't count on me for dinner. And she was like, yeah, it's fine, no problem. So I came home, the kids had already eaten. I was like, okay, this is easy. I can just go to bed. And then I'm just, got winter tea with turmeric and saffron and ginger and orange and lemon and cloves and all that sort of stuff, and it's great. Just keeps me going.
Do you feel like your energy levels are much higher?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I'm sleeping well. I'm sleeping a lot better than I was. And it was funny, I was talking to my therapist this morning about it, how there's been some stuff going on work-wise and personally, and what have you. And in the past, I would have been so much more
reactive,
anxious. Sorry?
Not
so reactive. Not so much reactive, but it would have gotten to me more. I would have been much more kind of consciously focused on it, consciously thinking about it. I've not really had, the only reason I have any problem sleeping is because my kids come in the middle of the night and wake me up, right? But I've got no problems falling asleep, which I've had in the past. And that was driven by work issues and stuff like that. The other thing that I think has really got me in a much better mental state is that I've got people like yourself and the rest of our group that I can chat to, and I can just vent to, and I can just talk to. And we're all doing different things. We've all got our own projects. We've all got our own personal lives, everything else. But you can just pick up the phone and just chat and vent and let things go. And I've only had that with you guys for a year. And when I think about it in the previous years, I didn't really ever had that. Like that group of just guys who are just there just to champion each other and take the piss out of each other and have a good bit of banter, have a good bit of a laugh and everything else. I've never really had that before. I've had very individual kind of friendships rather than a group. And it makes such a difference. At least for me, anyway. I don't know about you, but
I don't know how it bloody came about, because that group originally was a work group, because people started in there, and it was like I can't remember. It was me, someone else. Wasn't it us that started that group? You and I. No,
you invited me into it.
Okay. So there was I think it would have been like something to do with like the community or the Discord or something.
The live streams or something.
Something that I had, and then it just gradually, very handpicked, slowly, just okay, this person coming in, this person, and if it just turned into something that like that we changed the name, and the name became like the identity.
It's a brand now.
I can't remember what it was called before.
What, originally?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I can't remember what it used to be called, but it is important and it's nice to have. And that's why I'm so bullish on communities. But they need to be organic in a way to have a good community. It needs to be.
Yeah. That's why ABL was such a great community.
ABL was a fantastic community.
ABL was
such a shame.
Yeah.
Such a shame that nothing came about from it. I should have taken the IP.
Yeah, I don't know if the thing is that the community itself was the key thing. It wasn't necessarily the IP though.
Well, the community was the property. It was the intellectual property of the.
But what I mean is that the community you could transfer and you could change, to whichever way you wanted, right? The community was the core of that. That was the DNA, really. but the platform we were on and everything else just didn't work.
Circle wasn't a good platform, was it?
Yeah, it needed to be elsewhere. Discord's leading the way with the community. You just can't beat Discord with community.
Or just having a WhatsApp community.
Yeah, but as we've spoken about in the past, when you've got a WhatsApp community, WhatsApp is really maximum 10 people. I think any more than 10, and it just becomes and you end up switching off. Like I've been part of messenger groups and WhatsApp groups where you've got like 20, 30, 40 people, like for parents, and stuff like that, and you'll have some people that are super, super active all the time, and you don't have the time to then go and catch up with 25
even our
million.
group, we've got like 5 people in there, and sometimes they'll come and I'm like, it's been 20 minutes and there's 200 messages. I'm not reading any of them. I'm not, but it's even worse because sometimes voice notes you can at least listen to on 2 times.
Yes.
We've got a thing of sending fucking video messages that you can't speed up. So I have to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can't transcribe them either. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The worst for it is Jonathan. Because he will ramble on.
He goes on
not actually rant. It will get through the whole thing and then actually not say anything. It's like I have these conversations with my old man. He calls me up. I thought I heard something then. He calls me up and he starts going into this story, and it's like 10 minutes in, I'm like, Dad, get to the bloody point already. What has happened? It's just, that's Jonathan, just tells the whole story. I'm the point man. You just tell me what happened. Just tell me the
see, that's because you're like that. That's what makes me think that you don't have ADD or ADHD, right?
Oh no, I've got something. Yeah,
we've all got something. I've got OCD, for example, but it's just it depends on who you are and what what
I've
keeps
got
you ticking.
Dyspraxia.
Dyspraxia, have you? Is that diagnosed or just
diagnosed when I was a kid? Yeah. So basically, what would about that and dyslexia? You can obviously tell with my
you and your dyslexia is
bad. It is bad.
You blame autocorrect, and I'm like, Alex, that wasn't autocorrect, man.
Lex Dislick. That's what I am. Lex Dislick. But
Alex
no.
Dick
So
Slick.
basically, how it was happening. What did you say?
Alex Dick Slick.
So what would happen? Let's say somebody told me to go do something. Let's say go upstairs and turn a light off.
Yeah.
I would go upstairs to turn off the light, and then I would go and do loads of different things and come back down, and they would be like, have you turned the light off?
Still on.
The light's still on. But I've done loads of different things.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't like labels, but I've definitely.
My wife does the same thing. She'll tell me a story, and she has to tell me the whole. Like she knows this, that she goes around the houses to tell the story of, well, this was the weather, and this was the person I bumped into, and that person, we know them from this, this time here, and and I'm like, and what is it you want to tell me? And she gets really annoyed at me because I'm just like, what is it?
I'm
what's
like,
the message?
I can't listen to the whole thing. I'm like, Dad, what happened? Oh, no, we started off and we did this, and then I took this bit and I did that, and I'm gonna go and speak to Nigel Farage. And I'm like, gosh, okay, so you're going to be reformed, great,
yeah, wonderful. Oh man, that's
funny,
so funny,
man.
That's so funny. Should we do some
Yes.
Should we do some confessions? We both look forward to these every week.
I do.
So let's have a look. Latest one is, I made an algorithm that took years to create. Backtesting was great. Had a live account for 3 years that brought consistent 30 to 40% returns a year. started taking on investors and built it to 2.5 million AUM in just
Wow.
over a year.
Wow.
And then the algo went haywire and lost 40% in one night. This has completely ruined my reputation, and all my hard work was for nothing. Imagine.
No, you learn.
Yeah. But man,
It wasn't his money.
Wasn't his money. So he's not, yeah. I wouldn't say all the hard work's for nothing, but that 40% in one night? I wonder if that was a Trump tweet.
That's the thing. That's the thing with algos and stuff, because they can take what market conditions right now. You could probably get it, if there's certain, double the size of ATR, or like loads of different conditions you can put in. But if something that is not normal happens, then what happens?
Yeah.
That's when these things actually start messing up. And it was like I think it was Black Monday, where a London trader was noticing spoofing in the market every time that he would put in a certain order. So what he was doing, he kept on putting in these orders, and just when price would go to try take those orders, then he would take them off, and then it would mess it. And apparently, I think he like layered all of these different orders, and it just set off this train reaction of algos that just basically just crashed everything.
Yeah.
So it's like AI and in EAs and like EAs in algos and things like that.
Yeah.
There always needs to be a human monitoring. All these people in like investment banks and stuff like that, they're just quants. Everybody's just like they just work off the.
But this is the other thing as well, is that when you look at, like, people are saying, oh, AI is going to ruin trading, AI is going to take over trading. It can't.
Yeah.
Because even if AI did, right, there are too many players in the market.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not as if there is no way in the world that every trader in the world is all going to agree, right, this is the algorithm. Do you see what I mean? So there is a buyer and a seller. There's a constant give and take. And because there are so many active players, that's why the market always moves, right? And so even if everyone decided to use AI to trade, it's still AI against AI. And it's millions of AIs against each other. So there's still going to be movement in the market. There's still going to be, opportunities to get involved.
Yeah, and I think as well, at the end of the day, it's like the market's not always. It's not there. There's commercial buying. There's so many different things that are happening within this market. Retail trading is literally.
It's minuscule.
It's a slither of what is going on. And it's like, do we have to worry? Well, to be honest, no, because we're losing money half the time. But it's like, AI is going to ruin trading. Well, trading's already ruined because none of us fucking can make money in the fucking thing. It's like, why are we even worrying about the fucking AI stuff?
You worry about ourselves.
Yeah, man. Worry about how but the tech and everything coming out is just going to make it probably a lot easier. Look, they're opening stocks to be 24 hours.
Yeah.
Trading is growing. Tech is making it easier.
Yeah.
Conditions are the best things that they ever. Funding companies are giving you capital. The only thing with trading is it can be so volatile.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I would never want to be like my main thing.
We've said it so many times that if you think about how hard trading is, but the barrier to entry is so low. Like, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a doctor, a vet, a brain surgeon, whatever else. You have years and years and years and years and years of training and studying.
Yeah.
Right. And that's it. Trading, walk in, no problem. So yeah.
Missed it.
I work as a security guard doing night shifts. This is the perfect job if you're trying to become a trader. All you have to do is check the cameras and walk around every now and again. And I've made 30 grand plus trading the Asian session in the last few months and plan to trade full time soon.
Yep.
My only worry for that person is when they do go full time. That's when you've got a different shift, like we were talking about with the dopamine and stuff. So, here's the intro. This is what I can sing to. I was unprofitable for years with a 1 to 3 risk to reward. Switched to 1 to 1 risk to reward, and I've been profitable for the last 8 months, and I'm finally passing prop challenges.
Yep.
These gurus lied to me for so long, saying 1 to 3 was better.
Nobody lied to anybody. Everybody has the opportunity to try things out. If you're just taking what somebody says and you're just doing it blindly without testing it yourself, without trying to learn yourself, well, it's your own bloody fault.
But do you not think, though, that the gurus out there kind of make it sound as if you don't need to go and test it yourself, that you don't need to think about it? Do you know what I mean? Like, that it's marketed in such a way to say, yeah, you can just take my trades. Do you not think?
No, I really do think that.
Like, put it this way: we're talking about being a lawyer, or talking about being a brain surgeon or something, right? We all know that you can't just go and copy a brain surgeon, right, or copy a lawyer or anything, right? There is knowledge, and there's there's this scope and everything else, and nobody would even dream of suggesting that you can just go and copy being a brain surgeon, right? But trading,
there's a way of doing surgery.
Yeah, but
it's a framework.
What I'm saying is you can't just go. You can't be a brain, top brain surgeon and just say, right, just copy what I do. That's not how it works, right? But the way that the trading gurus position themselves and market themselves is, I'm making this amount of money. All you got to do is what I do. They do I mean, in fairness to this person, the one thing I would say is they're right in that it is positioned in that it's so easy to copy. It's so easy. Just do what I do. Don't you think?
But then again, it depends on the person.
And risk reward.
Yeah,
risk to reward is also positioned as you've always got to have a positive risk to reward rather than 1 to 1.
But again, it is really
1 to 1 isn't it isn't attractive. It isn't sexy. It doesn't get you attention.
No, I think you've always got to be curious, and you just always got to be trying to do things on your own as well. Obviously, you get a framework, but then you've got to test it out. You've got to find your own way. And if you're doing, and I do plan in trying to help people pass prop firms and help people, but I would never turn around to somebody and say, you do exactly what I do. Because that's not even how I learned how to trade. I took very basic frameworks and I found what worked for me. The idea is you give somebody a framework of how a market moves. Markets move the same. Everything's fractal. And then you give them that and you say, okay, now it's time for you to be a scientist. Put on your science coat and go and experiment. Experiment small. You've got me here to guide you on how to navigate some of the hard parts that you're going to get. And most of it's going to be mental. And then eventually you're going to find a way of trading that you actually like. Like, I don't find many people that like trade the way that I trade, using EMAs and mean reversion plays and things like that. I just don't see it. Maybe it's because, they see the same thing that I see, but they maybe have naked charts, so they don't see where the EMAs or anything things are. So it can't blame the educator. The educator is there, he's doing a job. Every apprentice goes to do an apprenticeship, learns the basics, but then they go and find the little tricks of the trade themselves. So
and I think it's we've spoken about this before. The way that it's marketed, people fall into the naivety trap. They're just too naive to know better.
Yeah, I think it takes a while of being in the market for you to understand what is real and what's not.
Yeah.
I remember
And
when I
sometimes
first,
you've got to be burnt by the market to really learn it.
yeah, I remember there was a thing of 1 to 12s
Yeah.
using this SMC, or 1 to 12s
Yeah.
using this different, and I just looked at that straight away and I was like, you are going to lose
Yeah.
probably 8 out of 10 trades.
Yeah.
Now, if you're happy with that,
Mm.
then go and do it. If you can
Yeah.
do that and you then win 12, and then you win a 1 to 12,
Yeah.
then that's fine. You're in profits. But
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't be able to deal with such a strong, like a high losing streak.
Yeah. It's a very inefficient way of trading in a way. I don't know how Victor does it, because Victor's got that kind of process where he has a low win rate, but he has big wins. It's not a very efficient way of working, if you know what I mean. Like you got a loss to then make up all of the losses and then some profit.
According to us. Don't forget, like, let's say the legendary turtle traders, is what they would call it, had a win rate of like something like 10 or 12% or something like that.
Yeah.
So again, it doesn't matter as long as you can use it and you can make it work. If you can make it work, then fine, do what the fuck you want, dude. Like, honestly, do what you want, but you can't blame.
Let's clip that up right there. Just do what the fuck you want.
Yeah. Seriously.
I've got one that's going to be interesting to hear what you think about this one. I think I already know my perspective on this, but anyway, prop firms are a scam. If you actually calculate your profit percentage per trade until payout, you'd make more depositing directly with a broker. Plus, you get instant withdrawals and no arbitrary rules designed to eat your edge. Do the math.
Okay, Mr. Dude. Have you got the ability? Have you got 100K right now that you can literally put $500 down, get that much leverage, withdraw that money, and being able to make thousands of dollars with no risk?
Yeah.
How can you call it a scam?
Yeah. You can call certain firms a scam.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
You can't.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I think it's the silliest argument to have.
It feels like it's coming from somebody
that doesn't understand prop.
Doesn't understand, but also more importantly, is really addicted to trading and wants to rinse the prop accounts as much as they can, but they can't because they're having to wait for payouts. And so what's happening is they're probably waiting for payouts, and there'll be one of these people that will say, "Oh, this is eating into my edge because I'm having to wait for payout and I'm missing all of these opportunities."
Maybe I misheard it.
You know, so, but
yeah,
anyway.
I think when you put money into your personal account and you take all of the risk and the reward in the account is just not the same. You haven't, when you pass a prop firm. But then again, look, if you're in a string of losses on a prop firm and you're just buying accounts and you're just not learning and it can turn into, you can spend a lot of money. Like buying 200K accounts and burning them is the same as blowing your $1,000 account, your personal account. So I don't know, but I wouldn't call it a scam.
Here's an interesting one. I didn't know this. I don't know if it's true or not. This one says, I made enough money with trading to move to Dubai. Got here and have lost like 80% of my prop firm accounts because I didn't realize they didn't operate in Dubai.
That's strange. I didn't know. I don't know many prop firms that don't operate in Dubai.
Yeah, it seems like a strange one. I was unprofitable I was an unprofitable trader for 4 years. Started taking gym and health seriously at the start of 2025, and made 80 grand profit with prop firm trading. I wonder if there's a correlation.
I reckon there's a correlation of being a profitable trader and having high testosterone.
So are you not profitable at the moment?
Oh, wow. We go back up to it. I'm feeling kind of lethargic, yeah. No, the high testosterone for me is not the problem. It's the... Anyway, where are we going? I'm going on a rant. I was going to say something, then I forgot what I was going to say.
There's one that I've just found that's actually quite appropriate for what we were just kind of discussing about with innuendos. This one says, every time I pleasure myself, I go through a losing streak with my trading. I'm just going to have to hold it in from now on, I think.
Maybe that's what we should all do. We should all just... But the thing is, there's a thing for men, when you're stressed.
Yes.
There is a trick to de-stress.
There is a trick to
de-stress. To de-stress. Yeah. Most of the time when you de-stress afterwards, you want to go and take a nap.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the wrong thing, guys. Maybe we should all stop trying to de-stress.
Maybe we should stop trying to de-stress.
Maybe that is the or we should all get on testosterone. We should all go on a TRT and just...
Oh, can you imagine?
Oh, mate,
that'd be wild. This one's interesting.
I definitely think that is healthy though, to jump on TRT when you're in your 30s, 40s.
Yeah. Yeah, because your levels change. Your levels do change.
Yeah.
Turned 1 grand into 50 to 70 grand 3 times, then blew it every time. Now I'm back again, 4th time around, this amount, and worried we'll be making the same mistakes, increasing sizing, impulse trading. I can't trust myself. It seems like 60, 70 grand is my top.
That's crazy.
Interesting. That is wild to be able to do that.
Yeah. That is wild.
Here's a balanced view on prop firms. This one says, so glad I found prop firms. I turned 5 grand into 23 grand in 2.5 years and thought that was good. I've put 12 grand into prop firms so far and have made 64 grand in payouts in just over 9 months. This is so much easier. Exactly what you were saying.
Same shit.
Exactly what you were saying. So,
same shit.
And continuing on the prop firms, I work for a large prop firm. I always thought only 5% of traders were profitable, received multiple payouts consistently long term, etc. The real number is so much worse.
Nah. These days?
Don't know. That's what this person's saying.
Nah, these days depends what program as well. Depends on what program. I think a normal 2-step, I think it's a lot higher than 5%.
This is this one that you submitted. We'll do this last one.
I've been feeling lethargic, and
no, you're not far off.
Oh, really?
I really want to be a profitable trader, but can never seem to wake up for market open. I swear I'm not lazy, but I literally cannot wake up on time. My sleep schedule is so bad.
That is the most. That's the most loserist thing I've heard in my life.
Can you imagine? No, I can't trade. I just can't get up in the morning.
Yeah,
I don't know about you, but I'm actually very much a morning person. I always have been.
I'm a morning person. I'm awful. Late at night, after 9 p.m, you can't actually talk to me. I'm dead asleep. Like I'm.
The number of times I've sent you a voice message like after 8 p.m. and it's like, no, actually Alex isn't going to reply until tomorrow morning. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I tend to turn my phone off around about 9:30. I try to. There's times where I get out of my sleep schedule, and then like when I came back from Europe, I was going to sleep in Europe at like 1, 2. So here it's like 4.
Yeah.
And then it's like when I came back, it's like to get back into that sleeping schedule is awful.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that is hard.
But to wake up in the morning, I honestly, that's the one thing that I got to say about the UK that I loved. Like waking up really, really early. Like I'm
Yeah.
talking like that window of like 5 to 6.
Yeah.
Where it's freezing, like crispy cold outside.
Yeah.
Dark, and nobody's out on the road, and you can just go to the gym.
Yeah.
And it's just no one's there. It's just like I'd put all the windows down. It would be like freezing cold.
Yeah.
It was just like peace.
It wakes you up.
Oh, I would feel like I would be on fire for the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to love that. Now I walk outside and, it's fucking like 18 degrees every day.
Oh God, such a terrible life you live. I feel so bad for you.
It is
with
tough,
my current.
tough,
Actually, I've got 16 degrees in my office right now.
16, you lucky
16
boy.
in my office. Yeah, I'm so lucky. So lucky.
Lucky boy.
Alex, mate, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
Always a pleasure. We're working on some guests for future episodes as well, guys. So make sure you keep your eyes out for that. We're going to be doing some extra episodes. We're still going to release once a week, but we've got some special guests. If you've got anybody that you'd like us to interview, if you've got anybody you'd like us to bring onto the podcast, let us know, and we'll see if we can get them on. Alrighty, see you next time.